Yo, what is good, y'all? Welcome back. Apologize for the camera. It's a little bit not as smooth as it used to be. Kind of don't know why. Kind of don't care at the moment. What's good? It's your boy Thania Bear, aka Natty, aka that nigga, and today is Friday, which might not mean something to any of y'all. Understandably so, because Friday is just another day of the week for some people. You know, it's not really anything of note. It's not really like, oh yeah, it's like end of the week maybe. So for kids, you're all like, oh, it's no more school after today. Or for some, you have school tomorrow, which kind of sucks. Now, you're like, Daddy, stop waffling and get to the point. I'll get to the point. Give me a second. I'm like loading up. Okay. So, today is Friday. And what drops on Thursday/Fridays, depending on how early I wake up or how late I awake, is a new One Piece chapter. That's right. You already know. New One Piece chapter. Now, I can't put it on the screen because I read from TCB. Shout out TCB gang. We are TCB gang here. If you are not TCB gang, I do not hate you, but I also do not particularly love you either. So, deal with that whatever you may. Deal with that however you may. But we are TCB gang here. And luckily with TCB, I mean Thursday evenings, afternoons, sometimes Thursday mornings, on the rare occasion Friday afternoons and evenings, we usually get the One Piece chapter. Now, granted, I still pay the monthly for Shonen Jump just to have the good feeling to know that somewhere my financial contribution is compensating Oda in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not, but that's just so we can stay on like the legal side of things. Like, for instance, me paying for Shonen Jump so that I can read the, I guess, Viz translations, if you will, on Sundays is the equivalent of you paying for a Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox 360, whatever game, just so you can emulate it on your laptop. That's the equivalent of how I'm going about it and why I'm doing it, which is fine. I think that's great. As long as you paid for it, they really shouldn't be a commentary in any other way you wish to enjoy the product. Personal opinion, though. We'll see however many people agree or disagree with that. I could particularly care less, but I know a lot of you can care more. And for those of you who care more, I am sorry. Now, all the yabba dap aside, we're going to do a quick review of chapter 1149 before we get into today's chapter, which is 1150. 1149. I believe we started said chapter. That was a chapter actually started with a Scopper Gabon Glaze, which we got to see a little bit of the aftermath of Scopper Gabon murking St. Summers. Super dope. I loved it. It was a great scene, great art. You always know me, I'm going to pause in between panels just to, read and see the art because it's that amazing. But, so we started off with Scopper, this thing, woo woo wah wah, got Summers out of there. And then from there, I believe we had a pan away between the library. We had a pan away because, let's see, he did that, and then everyone was like, oh my goodness, how are we able to do that? And then from there, we went to what was going on in the library, which I believe it was with Killingham. And keep in mind, y'all, I'm doing this recap from the top of my brain, so there could be some missing deets here. We're just doing highlights. So we had that. We're dealing with the repercussions of that and the Giants' kind of reaction, and everyone's trying to run to get over to the kids, which is in branch 8 we're learning. Let's see what else. So on top of everything happening on branch 8, I think that's what it was. So Scopper's son outed himself out. I mean, hey, it's not particularly surprising given the character and the nature of his son and being happy to see his dad and just that excitement sort of overriding, his brain, which once again, as a kid, he's not going to be thinking about all that kind of stuff. Which, granted, he's a giant kid, but he's still a kid. But he's a giant kid who's lived as long as most other humans would. Interesting. Giants are fascinating. Anyway, so that's a whole thing. But yeah, no, Scopper pretty much gets perceivably murked. I don't think he's out for the count, but definitely enough to where he's out of that situation, so Odo can ride him out of that situation. And on top of all of that, there was another thing that happened last chapter that was a big deal. What was it? Because I know at the end we got like the whole like, oh snap, Emu's about to make a move, which we're about to start this chapter where Emu left off. We didn't have a cover page to keep a note, by the way, last chapter. So this chapter, the cover page may come back, and if it does, we'll see where it's at. My opinion, yeah, we'll just see where it's at. I'm trying to think what else. Because it obviously ended with the Emu reveal, or not reveal, but the Emu kind of like, I'm coming back. And then we had some flashback with Brooke and what seemed to be Gunko's character. So there's some lore history there. So we had a lot of, not a lot, but we got Brooke stocks that kind of went up last chapter, or perceivably have gone up. They could go down this chapter. We don't know yet. I'm really trying to think what else happened in that chapter. I mean, really, it was just a lot of kind of build up and emotional build up towards that Scopper Gabon kind of giving up, and then because he did have Future Sight, which the only reason why I think we know Scopper used Future Sight was because it was similar to whenever Luffy kind of used what we didn't know at the time was Future Sight with Mihawk, similar like drawing and paneling, but nevertheless, more or less that's what happened last chapter. And we left off with Emu being like, I'm about to make a move and taking control over Gunko's body, which proved some people's theories correct. I believe, what is it, Morge? Somebody in the Morge community or Dawn and Dusk and a couple other creators kind of made the commentary. So nevertheless, now we're entering into chapter 1150. Now, if you want to read along, because I'm pretty sure you would want to read along, especially if you are a One Piece fan yourself. And by the way, please don't feel like I'm not paying attention to y'all, because I'm not looking y'all right in your eyes. My screen is set up right here, and the webcam is right on top of my screen. Difficult to look at both and show y'all some love while I'm talking, but just know you guys are in my mind. But anyway, like I was saying, if you guys want to read along, if you would like to read along, all you have to do is go over to my profile here, or really on any of my profiles, because I believe I have a link tree now, but go and follow my Discord, get in my Discord, and on my Discord there's a hashtag that says anime and stuff. I am almost weekly, and when I say almost, because there was a 1 week I was off, one little week that a nigga like me was off, but there was a week that I was off, and you can go check that out. So just go in live right now with reaction to One Piece chapter. Cool. Anyway, so I have that on my Discord, so if you ever want to keep up with the chapters and whatnot, just pull up to the Discord server and you'll be able to keep up. Now, for those of you watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to keep up with other videos like this, as well as my sample videos, talking head videos, educational videos, amongst others. Thank you for watching too, by the way. But for y'all are probably getting some level of an edited kind of side. I might do an edited side along with like a watermark, and then not have a watermark for like maybe a Patreon at some point. We'll see. I'm not particularly certain. I want to say King of Lightning does something similar, and back when he was still doing it, there was another One Piece content creator that used to do it to where he would have the watermark over his thing. Can't think of his name off the top though, which is kind of problematic because that means he fell off maybe. Nevertheless, I don't have, editors. It's just me. So whatever y'all get. Don't complain about it. Actually, complain a lot about it and complain about what you don't like, because I'll consider it whenever I'm doing the edit. So actually complain as much as you want. But don't do like, actually do whatever you want. Anyway, now we're going to lock in on the chapter, which first things first, let me check the audio on stream, because I never do that. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Oh, first of all, it's because I probably have it connected to headphones that I don't have attached to my head. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad at that at all. Not mad at that at all. Okay. It's kind of weird. It was going to kind of be like a weird sort of like, I don't even know. That was going to be like just an awkward sitch. I'm going to turn off the AC here for a second. And for those of y'all who are like, what's this music that's been playing on this whole entire time? Like, what is this? This music. Turn it off. I just want to hear your voice. I just want to hear the silence. Although I'm normally a guy of silence and darkness, we're going to leave the music on. And the music you're hearing is my unreleased, well, I'll talk about that in a second. But it is an unreleased instrumental for a record that I'm working on called Hand Over My Heart. Once again, like I said, it's unreleased and it's an instrumental. There are vocals. I do them. I'm an artist. Oh, surprise. I'm a musician. Who isn't a musician now? Anyway, yeah, it's mine. It's original. If you want to actually have the record to where you can listen to it, there are a couple things you can do to help that happen. But the first thing you can do is by hitting follow. That's right, by hitting follow. Go to my Twitch, follow. So simple. We broke 2 goals in one day. Shout out to my boy Nate, who is getting a pair of headphones because he came through and I couldn't be more grateful. But on top of that, I would like to hit this next goal of 70 followers, and there's one metric that I do want us to hit, which is at least 3 viewers consistently watching the stream. Why? Well, for one, it'll help me be able to finally be like a partner, because then I'll be able to hit that next goal. Because then I think the goal after that is just having 75 average viewers. And then, bro, we're in it. We're in the affiliate program. Now, that's still going to be tricky to get. Like, oh, how are you going to get 75 people caring and watching at the same time? Let's not stress too hard about that. The point is, if you're taking time out of your day to engage with me and what I got going on, my whole goal is to make your life just a little bit better, a little bit more life, a little bit more blessing in this otherwise dark and evil world, right? Now, all that being said, let's get into chapter 1150. Let's go. Yeah, all the yapping's done. All right, so the first thing we got, we got the cover kit page back. I am not surprised. I'm really not surprised. Let's see. Oni Child Yamato in the Holy Inari Shrine, Pilgrimage Volume 34. Yasui's sword is laid to rest at Enma Shrine in Hakuma. Pilgrimage complete. Nice. Which, I believe this cover page story has effectively shown us the beginning of what would otherwise be a Yonko tier crew, or not, maybe Yonko tier is probably saying too much. A new pirate crew formation, if you will, with Yamato as the head and Paige and Ulti as her wings, her left and right wing. It's my opinion on it. Who knows how Oda decides to develop that, but just by the vibes, you know, and kind of how they're sort of positioned. It's like what's it called? It's like a reverse aura farm. Well, not reverse aura farming, inverse aura farming. Because like usually like aura farming is usually like the camera on them with facing, you can see their face and their expression and all that. And they do all the cool thing to aura farm, which in this case the camera is not on them, it's away from them. But the end result is relatively the same. Maybe it's not inverse. Maybe it's just a different thing entirely. Who cares? Anyway, point is, the cover page story is finally complete, which means whatever cover story cover page story, whatever cover page story we have coming next will be new. Goodness gracious, dude, I can't English today, or ever probably. Yes, sir. Okay, first of all, first thing to catch up, the adults have arrived. We start the chapter with a double page panel. I love it. I love it whenever we start a chapter with a double page panel. Just a lot of art to see. So let's see. The children, thank God they're all right. Okay, so it seems like some of the giants are already reaching to branch 8 where they are. Bar guy, my daddy was pushed down into the realm of the dead. What? Yasan fell? That mean lady did it. Watch out. Dad, Mama. She's floating. You must have been scared. Let's get you away quick. Oh. Yeah. Oh, they're feeling something. Yeah, what? Huh? What? This is mayhem. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of what seems to be Advanced Conquerors Haki coming from Gunko possessed by Emu, which, just for this chapter, if I say Emu, I think we all understand that I'm talking about Gunko being possessed as Emu, because unless we see Emu just drop ship here in Elbaf, which I don't think we're going to see Emu come through here in Elbaf. This is probably the closest thing we'll get. But nevertheless, Emu is using some what would seem to be Advanced Conquerors Haki, because she's knocking out some of the giants. She definitely knocked out Colin and the kids, and it's enough Conquerors Haki that it seems to bleed even over to Stein's castle, which we get into another double page spread. Okay, hold up now. What do we got here? What do we have here? Whoa. Oh, goodness gracious. Yarul looks like he about to scrap, bro. What? I shan't permit a rebellion. Is this all your dream demons amount to, Killingham? Man, Emu looks different, bro. We got wings, got the pitchfork, and the devil's tail. Bro, this is like picture book devil aesthetics right here. What? Let's see what else we got going on here. What? So it seems like, damn, okay. So like from the pitchfork, there's like this, trigram Jewish star sort of situation. What? That's crazy. Not at all, my lord. There are still many nightmare fissures left open. These monsters were born from the nightmares of this island. They are creatures from dreams with no concept of death. Wait a minute. Let's read that back. Okay, these monsters were born from the nightmares of this island. So it's not just the kids now. This is like of the island. Now, they are creatures made from dreams with no concept of death. I can revive them at any time. I just need to give the signal. That's wild. Hold up. That's kind of crazy. Okay, Killingham may have just gotten mad glazed this chapter. Hold up now. So essentially, his dream demons have no concept of death, so he can bring them up as long as he's alive to make the command. He can bring them back to life. Yeah, we might actually have the main conflict of Elbaf on our hands, guys. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, there might be like another, like, kind of sort of like how what's this, Egghead had the Kuma backstory, as well as what was it? It was Kuma's backstory and the sort of the Vegapunk's message, which kind of changed the the timing of like who was shown and around the world, just to kind of give a bigger scope of everything, to remind people of kind of the overall arching conflict. Outside of like little moments like that, which we could have a flashback arc for Loki shining more light on the God Valley incident, and we could potentially have a second flashback with the God Valley incident. Both could happen in this arc. Very possible to happen. If Oda has plans on ending One Piece next year, though, I don't perceive how he has that much, and we still have like another arc of like intense battles to go through. You know what I mean? Now, the worst thing that could happen is Oda rush the ending for whatever reason. I don't know why he would, but there is a possibility that he only wrote so much for the final saga, because the final saga, or at least the ending, is more or less what he had initially had in mind whenever he wrote the story, or outlined the story rather. So that's questionable. But I'm getting sidetracked. Right now, we know that these dream demons don't have a concept of death, which is very interesting. Okay. Summers, shepherd those urchins. Interesting. At once, my lord. He's still alive. Okay, so it seems as if either Emu was able to bring him back to life, or Summers was never dead, but heavily incapacitated to whatever Skjopr did. The one in the sky is the woman from earlier, right? She's barely recognizable. Okay, Jinbei. Relatively stating the obvious. Where are Luffy and the others now? Well, now, Luffy and Zoro and Sanji should be... They're with Hajiruda and his crew. This is the worst time they could have chosen to go to the realm of the dead. Honestly, the worst time. What are you doing, Robin? I can't just sit here and do nothing. It's unbearable. And then we kind of go over to the Owl Library that's currently on fire. It's imperative that we establish a suitable authority, one capable of striking a proper ransom for those adolescents. It's just as you say, my lord. What do you do with a country that has no king? Damn you, Giban, that was painful. So Gaban was able to give pain to Summers. That's very important, y'all. Incredibly important. Incredibly important. He was able to give pain to Summers. Okay. Blue Ogre Dory. Red Ogre Brogy. I command thee to claim dominion of this island. Henceforth ye shall reign as the kings of Elbaf. Interesting, man. Okay. Okay. Blue Ogre and Red Ogre. So Emu is aware of their titles, which it's not surprising for the hidden king of the world to be aware of some of his more apparent, or what could be apparent soldiers of his. You're one of those gods, knights. Hey, you, all this chaos is your fault. Dory and the rest of you guys, run up ahead. You got it, Captain. Be careful, Brogy. I'm taking those kids back. How many of you are there? Listen, Brogy, go and meet with Mountain Beard Yarul. You shall take his head and raise it up high. Then proclaim to the people of this island, we are the kings of Elbaf. Interesting. What is Emu doing? She's got a book and darkness is coming out of it. That's crazy talk. This is our homeland. You don't call the shots here. Oh, dang, she got a revolver that popped out of that and a knife? Interesting. What the heck? It would be intolerable to leave this matter unsettled. Damn, she pulled the Glock on this nigga? Now, accept my ungodly power. Bruh, Emu done blasted off this nigga's hands? This is a giant we're talking about, not just any giant. Brogy, too. Nah, what? Okay, man, this is... Okay, okay, Emu, okay. The captain's arm. What? Chief, it can't be the cat. The chief is tough as nails. I won't forgive that woman. Thou shalt cast aside thy lifespan for a body unyielding to death. Under Mu's dominion thou shalt be granted unprecedented strength. No longer shalt thou be bound by reason nor common sense. Becoming a demon is truly the pinnacle of existence. A choral demonic contract. A demon? What is she trying to do right now? Bro, he's sinking into the... What? Kanji reads as Black Dominion Reversion, which is Dami Reversi, which I've heard Dami Reversi before as an attack move for stuff. But the kanji reads as Black Dominion Reversion. No way. So it's like the portion of Brogy that went in, which some of you are actually seeing the panel, so this doesn't mean anything, but the portion of Brogy that went in is like being flipped over. What? No. He really turned into a demon. He's even bigger now. What happened to you, Captain Brogy? His face is scary. Give the chief back. Chief Brogy would never turn on his comrades. Nah, bro. A warrior's pride, which I want to keep in mind. The way Brogy just attacked his homies looks like a Thunder Bagua panel, but instead of the Bagua being like this, the shot's already followed through with. Just interesting just sight. I don't think it means anything, but anyway. I feel like I can do anything. This is exhilarating. He took out Boss Dory. Yeah. Let's go kill Yarul. Come on, you bastards. Hold on, what are you saying, Chief Dory? You can't take something like that back. We've got to stop these two. What about rescuing the kids? Chiefs, huh? What? Oh, dang. Emu's turning all of them into demons, bro. What? What, you guys too? Is it because they were standing between those two? Maybe. In any case, we've gotta go. Bro, this is the true power of Elbath. It is not without merit. No, that's crazy. You got Dory and Brogy turned into demons with these dream demons that essentially don't ever die and are essentially the living embodiment of fear of everybody from this island. This nation shall not be laid to waste. It is to be ruled. Let us bear witness to how they serve in the crucible of war. Lord Yarrow, you have to run away. Chief Dory and Brogy are acting strange. Run away. Warriors do not know the meaning of the word run. Oh my gosh, bro. Okay, so Oda kind of did what I didn't think he was going to do this, but he kind of did one of the things he could have done with this, which is essentially 1150. We have veritably seen what Emu's powers can be, which is essentially turning people into demons. It seems to be a lot more than that, but that seems to be at least one of the powers of Emu, because it doesn't seem to be a power of Gunko. It just does not. I don't think Gunko's pulling this just out of nowhere, especially with the arrow fruit. It's just this is stuff that does not align with arrows at all. This is for sure whatever devil fruit or power that's not a devil fruit power, or is a devil fruit power, but there's more back lore behind even why devil fruit powers are the way they are. This is attached to that. It's amazing. What? So good. So good. Oh, dude. Man. Wow. Essentially, this whole entire chapter was essentially us seeing one Emu. Well, first of all, the cover page story's finished for those that care. And we have a full page spread, 2 full page spreads back to back, giving us the design for Emu, at the very least Gunko possessed Emu. And then on top of that, we realize that Summers isn't dead, but seriously in pain. So he still feels the pain of the injury, even though he's still alive. And then Dory and Brogy, who were perceivably supposed to come to save the day, we come to find out they're actually essentially turned sides. Now, what's interesting is Emu didn't see the power or doesn't see the value in killing the giants. So in Emu's mind, the giants are still just as enough of an asset, but rather more valuable as demons, which in my opinion, what would seem to be what Emu calls as demons is whatever this power of theirs allows for her or them. to do. Which, once again, I don't think this is a devil fruit power. This might actually be a magical power. This could be one of the gods of the One Piece world. But also, too, I'm very well aware of sort of Oda's love for sci-fi, science fiction, and in my opinion, I don't perceive Oda to make another manga in his lifetime, or at the very least, if he does, nothing to the nature of One Piece. Once again, he could surprise us and just be the GOAT of all time and make another one. Very possible, very possible. But more importantly, or more likely, is that he's injecting a lot of those influences into this story, so I can perceive this being a more sci-fi-esque explained power that comes off more as a fantasy or fantastical power, which in and of itself is still fantasy. But yeah, there could be a bit more logic to it, maybe. But in general, just like the idea, like the demons finally showing up, pretty cool. Pretty cool, not gonna lie, especially in Elbaf. I mean, the way Oda just continues to make this story just come to life, bro. Man, I got to draw this panel. At the very least, I got to draw something from this panel at some point. It's amazing. But nevertheless, that's the chapter for the day. Appreciate y'all for coming through. It's your boy Thania Bear, aka Natty, aka that nigga. Hit the like, comment, subscribe, and if you really want to know more about what we got going on, hit the notification bell. Phenomenal chapter. Initial rating, I give it an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it I enjoy any One Piece chapter quite thoroughly, but more importantly, we get some pretty dope reveals, and I'm probably going to watch some YouTube videos now to kind of get more in-depth knowledge. I would react on live, but I am actually kind of ending my day early. It's about to be sunset and Sabbath, which means I am not working. I am relaxing and doing chill, fun stuff. Or community work, or going to church, whichever ends up happening, whatever order. But yeah, without further ado, I appreciate y'all for watching and hanging out with me. Until the next time, peace.